from the mean streets of South Lyon, Michigan. This is the Off Center Sports Card Show. We'll talk all cards, modern and vintage, graded and ungraded, and stories of the hobby. Sit back, grab a cold one, and let's join George Jackson and Coach Pat. Welcome to the OC.
What's up, Mr. George Jackson? Looking dapper tonight in that Blue Jays.
Yeah, a little
old
throwback.
School. One of my personal favorites is the old Blue Jays jersey.
I love it.
Excellent choice.
I love it when they go throwback with that, like the Brewers, and I love the baby blue for some reason, but it's probably because my eyes, it really brings it out. And yourself, too.
Yeah.
You have beautiful eyes, Pat.
My baby face.
True. Wow. The crowd is rocking early here.
Yeah.
Were they serving a little early?
They might have. Happy hour started early.
Mean Streets opened up.
Just water for me, fellas.
Oh,
bubbly.
Bubbly.
Let's just let everybody know right now that
we got a special camera.
We have a new feature today. So the new feature is this.
Oh,
we have
Look
what we call we have the producer cam, so everybody can see when I'm interacting with you guys.
I love it.
And then that way they can put
Is there a time limit on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is.
Time's out after 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to have a time limit on your mug, too. So,
hey.
Watch what you're saying.
Well, we're 6 weeks and going now. It's going okay.
That's right.
I'm a survivor.
But hey, big show tonight. I'm
excited. Is there ever a small show?
No, never. No. And this particular topic is something we've been trying to pull off for the last couple weeks.
Yes.
And what we talk about, sports cards, this is, at the end of the day, it's a kid's hobby, right? And that we all started as kids. So we got a youngster joining us tonight by the name of Sam Gray in the Chicago area. He's going to come on with his dad, Nate, a dear friend of mine from the high school days all the way through college.
You had friends?
Yeah, only a couple.
Okay.
But we're out my welcome after.
Right. I want to bring up
a
bad
couple
times
years,
so yeah.
So that's gonna take place. And then speaking of Sam and Nate, there they are.
Whoa.
Welcome to the show,
Sammy, Nate. How we doing?
Wonderful, gentlemen.
How you doing? Thank you guys for coming on. Sam is fresh out of basketball practice. Sam, did you go for 20 points and 10 rebounds today at practice, bodying some people up, grabbing some boards like your dad?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay. Now your team. Now we caught wind. Your team name is the Breadsticks.
They got some silly team names. Sam's got his basketball team's the Breadsticks, and the Little League team. Half the kids wanted to be the Bombers, and half the kids wanted to be the Kardashians. So they're the Kardashian Bombers.
When you're a Kardashian, you do have the choice.
Yeah, that's right. When you're a Kardashian, you do whatever you want.
That's right.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Sam and Nate, for coming on tonight, and we're going to have a lot of fun here. I know Sam's going to show us some of his favorite cards. He's even going to open a pack or two for us. So we're going to do a live pack opening. I know that was one of my favorite things to do as a kid, is rip open some packs. Still is today as an old man. So you never lose that love for opening packs.
How long have you been collecting, Sam?
When'd you start?
Last year.
Okay. What got you into collecting?
My dad showed me Steel City Breaks, and I wanted to do it.
Just go high on there, okay? Not like
we gotta give credit. Coach Pat got us on Steel City Breaks to start COVID. We both, Sam and I, got into it.
Yeah.
Well, addiction started all levels, and
yeah, when when you run out of Netflix shows to watch, and it's 2 p.m, and we're sitting in the house all day, it's who wouldn't want to watch Steve from Steel City open up boxes of cards all day?
So
I loved it.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Sam. What was your first break? Do you remember it? What you were in with your dad?
I think it was last year's Prism.
Okay, Prism.
Which sport?
Basketball.
Okay, and what was your big hit out of that? Did you have a big hit out of it the first time you were involved?
Not really. What is it?
You got one big hit, though, not the first time. But what's your big hit out of there? Did you get a Zion? Or you got a job? You got a job.
Nice.
No, I got a Darius Baisley. That's all I got.
Huge hit.
Close enough.
Huge hit. Get that up on eBay.
Any Seikus?
No.
No. All right.
Any Kobe White? The
No.
pride and joy of the Bulls?
No Kobe Whites.
No, just Darius Baisley.
What do you think of Kobe White? You're a big Kobe fan?
Yeah, I like Nikola Vucevic.
Okay.
Wow.
Like it. Yeah, you got to respect the big man. Who else are some of your favorite players, Sam?
I like Steph Curry.
Oh yeah.
And I like Luka.
Love Luka. Yep.
Who's your all-time favorite?
MJ or Curry.
Yep. Curry's been shooting the lights out. Absolutely shooting the lights out lately. Are you is that you kind of pattern your game, Sam, after Steph Curry? Are you
Just
you a
don't pass the
shooter?
ball. You just keep the
Just
ball
pull
right.
up from half court?
I got this.
I go for the dunks. Only dunks.
He plays above the rim.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how they do it.
Man.
That's how they do it in Chi-Town. That's right. Tom Izzo's going to be knocking on your door one day. And now
You better not answer it, though. If he's knocking, just lock the door.
Hey, since Amoni Bates decided to leave, that opens a scholarship for you, Sam.
Yeah.
Be ready.
That was horrible. Yeah.
All right. What number are you, Sam? What number do you wear, bud?
0.
0? Okay.
Agent Zero.
Love it.
For Gilbert Arenas or Russell Westbrook? No, Westbrook changed his number. How'd you decide on 0?
I don't know. Just a person gave a random jersey to me. 0.
You know what? I always like to get there's always a story behind a kid's jersey number. And some, my son likes to wear 27 in baseball because he loves John Carlos Stanton. But I asked another kid one time, I go, hey, Bennett, who wears number 19? And I was waiting for him to name off some player. He goes, I do. So that next time someone asks you that question, Sam, so who wears 0? Why do you wear? I wear 0. That's why I did 0.
So, Sam, are you just basketball cards? What's your
basketball, football, baseball?
All right.
That's it.
Okay. And what's your favorite product so far that you've opened?
How
about this?
Maybe last year's Impeccable from Steel City Break.
Sam goes,
Man,
what
does your allowance look like?
He does a lot of chores.
I mean, and we bring kids on here to talk about kids and collecting, and
Sam's picking up a lot of poop in the backyard. George Washington.
I'm expecting like Don Ross baseball with no logos on it, and this guy's throwing out all the
What's your feeling on sticker autos?
You spend more money than I do on baseball.
You gotta get those RPAs.
That's right.
That's right, say Sam. I like it. I like your approach.
Yeah, I love it.
Now, do you display your cards?
I put them in leftover boxes or maybe shoe boxes.
Now we're talking. Okay.
Just don't put them in your bike spokes like George does.
Yeah. Now, do you put them on a shelf at all? Like, do you have any cases where you have them displayed?
No.
No? Okay.
All right. I want to see some of the I want to see what you got, Sam. I'm ready to see some of your favorites.
On first, yeah. Got this PS just like
Right there.
PSA 9 scat box.
Wow, 9. Okay.
Why Jordan?
Because he's the GOAT.
All right.
The GOAT.
I won't talk more bad boys for life, though. But go ahead.
For that one.
Luka Donruss 10.
Whoa, that's a nice one. Now that's regular Donruss, or is that optic?
Regular Donruss.
Okay.
Then
Sam's dad got carried away with one day, and we got a card on eBay because we're Michigan State fans. So we got a Magic card.
So Sam's dad goes into third person sometimes like this?
Yeah, Sam's dad does roll third person.
Okay, I like it.
He's trying to deflect that he bought it. It really was his dad.
Hey,
I love that card.
But Nate, go green, baby.
And then Sam got an incredible gift from a mutual friend of ours, Coach Pat and I. Eric gave him a Kevin Durant
he gave
rookie.
him a KD.
Gave him the KD.
Wow.
Jeez, Uncle Eric is very, very generous. A KD,
Very generous.
hold on to that KD. They might make a little run in the playoffs this year if he can stay healthy.
Since he was talking about third person, I have a 54 Ted Williams card that I showed my oldest boy. My youngest boy's like, well, what am I going to get? So naturally, I had to go buy a 1959 Fleer.
Yeah, the Fleer
Ted Williams recovery card. So now, they'll both each get one at a time to be determined. So
nice.
Hey, you're doing a good service there, Dad.
I love it.
Yep.
Thank you. Well, Sam asked him the question. We were talking about Sam is frustrated though. He's got wants to send some cards to be graded in PSA, and he thought that Beckett is as good as PSA. I told him that Coach
PSA is better, but I like Beckett's 10 more than PSA 10s.
So he needs some advice. Should he wait for PSA or go to Beckett? I thought Coach Pat would have the answer.
Well, I'll tell you what, Beckett 10s are very rare. Beckett or BGS 9.5 is pretty much equivalent to a PSA 10. And the one thing I do like about the Beckett too is that you get the subgrades. So they'll tell you what the centering grade was, what the surface, corners. So if your card doesn't, that's the one frustrating thing about PSA. Your card could come back a 8, 9, but you don't know. I mean, you might know. Maybe you look at it again, the centering's a little off, but at least with Beckett, you kind of know maybe where the card might have fallen short a little bit. And that's a good question, Sam, because one of our topics tonight is we're going to be talking about PSA and how they bought a software company that now they're going to be able to grade cards much quicker. And this computer program can scan the card and give a pretty accurate grade. It all really depends if you're planning to resell, if you're looking to sell some of these cards. So PSA will demand a higher value in the market if you're looking to sell the cards. If you're just looking to hold on to them and keep them, collect them, and you want them graded now, I'd send them into Beckett. But if you want the highest value possible, PSA is the way to go. But they won't be ready to go till July, hopefully.
Coach Pat, are you running for office? Because that was like a total political answer there. You're all over the place.
I gave him some sage advice right there.
I love it, though.
Yeah.
I love it. PSA's our choice, I think.
Yeah.
Number one. Beckett's turnaround is still, they're backed up.
Are you claiming PSA is the official grading service of the Off-Center Sports Card Show?
I was saying that me and you feel the same way.
Yes.
Are we having like a domestic
right
now?
What's going on? I love PSA.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We love PSA, though. I think that's the biggest one. It's going to hold its value the longest. Beckett's great, too. And but you're still waiting a long time. So just don't think just because Beckett and PSA, you hear it's so backed up, Beckett is backed up also.
Yep, Sam. If I'm you, I would just wait it out. No, another 2 months. Wait for PSA to reopen, and hopefully by July 1, they're adding a bunch of space and they're doing it the right way. So yeah, wait it out. Wait for PSA to open back up, and then ship those cards out, and you'll see them again in about a year and a half. You'll probably be driving a car by then. By the time they open back up. Oh, do I see Bill Gray firing a question into the chat?
What do we got there?
Now this is
Does Valor have a legitimate interest in cards?
We've got Bill Gray chiming in with a question.
Sam's dad does have an interest. We bought some Shaq Golds on eBay. Those bad boys went up. Yeah, we got pretty lucky. They went up quite a bit, and so Sam's dad got very interested.
Yeah, Sam's dad, his big thing, he says, respect the big man. So he loves to invest in Shaq.
Kevin Garnett. We got a bunch of Kevin Garnett.
KG. Yep, he's getting ready for that KG Hall of Fame induction.
Then we got some Dirks.
Oh, yep. He's got the Dirk, and KG being a Chicago guy, you got to, you got to support the local. They're in Chi-Town, but I love it, man. I think you guys have a great collection. You got any other big ones, Sam?
Well, I have another big one.
Now, Nate, in the meantime, I had a question for you. Getting Sam into collecting in the past year, how much has that perked your interest more into stepping up your collection in a way?
It's perked my interest. I will tell you, it was fun. COVID really triggered this for us, and to see him and his buddies, like they would, right when COVID started, we were doing family bike rides, and Sam and his buddies would trade cards on their iPads over Messenger, and then we would ride to his buddies' houses, and he'd be dropping off cards and picking up his cards that they traded. So it was kind of a cool thing. They were doing that a ton when COVID started. So to see the joy, I got into it too. It was just fun. Him and I looking on eBay, collecting, legends, kind of showing him players that I watched when I was his age. So we've had some fun with it.
That's great.
I remember in one cool thing Nate did. He didn't you do? Sam had a birthday party or something, and then you bought into a break for all the kids in the the birthday party or something, and everybody got a spot in the break.
Well, we did a break at home, like a home break where we set it up, and everybody got cards and packs, and we had a good time. We had a card themed birthday party for Sam.
That is awesome. I love it.
So he said he wants to show you some of these are raw cards that he's got. Show him what you got. Tell him. What?
James Wiseman patch.
Ooh, nice.
We got beautiful Ben DiNucci.
That is a beautiful Ben DiNucci. I like Select, Sam. If you've watched, I'm sure you're a loyal fan of the show. I love Select. I pump up Select all the time. I think it's a great product.
So Sam's dad, does Sam have to put Sam's dad on a card budget? That was one of the questions.
This is another Bill Gray question.
Yeah, it goes in waves. Sam's dad gets carried away when Sam's excited. We get a little carried away on eBay, but he's doing chores to earn his card money, though.
I love it.
Is that your dad that's chiming in on that one?
That is my dad. That's Grandpa Gray chiming in. Right
hey, never met him, but he sounds like a hell of a guy.
Oh, Bill Gray. Bill Gray would be a solid guest on the show one day.
I tell you what, Sam, what do you got there now? You got a pack you want to open here live?
Yeah. We got chill pack. This is the first pack of it.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
No,
and then this pack.
And what product is this now? Help us out here. Help everybody.
This year's basketball prism.
Okay,
I love it.
So we're chasing a LaMelo.
Looking for a LaMelo, Anthony Edwards.
Yep.
You sure you don't want to sell a spot to Swingle in this one, or what?
Yeah, I'd offer to buy this pack right now for $150.
We'll sell it to Swingle.
What about Sadiq Bey?
Yeah, Sadiq Bey. Here we
Tristan
go.
Thompson.
All right, get that closer.
Gordon Hayward.
Get it closer for him.
Tristan Thompson, Gordon Hayward, DeAndre and
Sounds like
Dennis Schroeder. Oh, Zion second year.
Zion
Nice,
second year.
solid.
That's a strong pull. We're going to talk about
Jeremy
second year.
Grant, Lonzo Ball Green, Impact, Killian Hayes, Christian Wood, Josh Green, and Derrick Rose.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad
couple
pack.
good players there for sure.
What do you think of that pack? What do you think? Tell them what you think of it. The camera.
I guess not any good pull besides the Zion second year.
Right,
never lost.
watch yourself on Killian Hayes, bud. All right. Killian Hayes away.
Yeah, Killian Hayes is a hold. That's a hold. Don't dump that one yet. Zion second year will be strong also.
This has got a bonus pack, I think, came with.
Pack, baby.
We get the red, white, and blues in this.
Is this
Until Coach Pat's going to yell at you for handling it.
We're gonna get Sam in the Steel City break room here. He'll be ripping packs like a pro. Look at that. Textbook form.
DeAndre Melton, Josh Jackson, and Michigan State Cash.
There you go.
On the banks of the Red Cedar. Great Paul, Sam.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Great pull, Sam.
Way to go, Sammy.
Obviously, one you want to get to PSA ASAP.
All right, Sam. So, Coach Pat and I are going to be sending you some gifts. Show us some of your favorite players. So, I'm gonna get Coach Pat to give you like a Luka rookie or something.
I've got a slab that's coming your way, Sam. It's a nice little surprise.
I will, guys. Appreciate it.
Corey Reichard, one of our hold on here, bud. Corey Reichard, one of our loyal listeners, and Corey is 20 years old. He's a young collector. He wanted to donate a bunch of star cards here, modern stuff for you to help out with the collection a little bit. And one of the things we're doing for you and your dad here, I got some 1988 score baseball packs.
Wow.
All
Who
right.
are we chasing that? Who are we chasing?
Well, you got all sorts. I mean, there's all sorts of fun stuff. We got a lot of good rookies in there. Mike Henneman. But no, I mean, actually, Roberto Alomar's in there, I believe. I think Grace is in there. But you got all the Hall of Famers. You got Nolan Ryan, Ryan Sandberg. But something fun for you and your dad to go through, and your dad can kind of bring back some memories there himself.
Love it.
And go over players with you, man. I think that's the most important thing. Understand the history of the games, of knowing the sports in the past, and it will help your collecting go further. That's my advice to you for sure, bud. But I want to thank you guys a lot.
We got some more comments coming in right now. We got this one from Corey Reichert. It said, can Sam's dad also come spend some eBay card money on me too? Another one says, are you building sets yet or just going back?
Sure.
Interesting.
Corey. Ripping packs. What are you doing?
Ripping packs.
Okay, so you're not in like set building yet, trying to complete a set?
No.
Okay.
So you're more so collecting pledges, specific players.
Philip Parker said, what's up, Big Nate?
Phil Parker. Wow.
What's up, Phil Parker?
So, well, Sam, I want to thank you. I want to thank Nate, and I also want to thank Sam's dad for joining us tonight.
Sam, you did a great job, buddy. Great job. Thank you for coming on. I know you rushed home from basketball practice to do this. And Nate, thanks for having him on. Great to hear the story of a father-son collecting and keep doing it, Sam. It's such a fun hobby, and it's something you can do for a long time. You can pass it on down to your kids down the road. So hold on to those cards. That's the one thing that George and I will stress. Put them away in a safe place.
Take care of them.
Yep. But it's a fun hobby, and I think hopefully the national convention happens this year. I'm going to come out to Chicago and see you guys. We'll
definitely
go around the show.
We can get a table.
We can go buy some cards.
$100 a spot.
An OC table for the weekend.
An OC table.
Compet to Noonan.
That's right.
Hey, it was nice meeting you guys.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you guys.
Awesome job.
Hey, good luck to the breadsticks in basketball.
Go breadsticks. Go Kardashian Bombers.
Go
breadsticks. Kardashian Bombers. Go Kardashian Bombers.
You guys have a good
Hit
one.
a dinger.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
All right, see you guys. Take care. Well, that was fun. A little different.
Yep. No, it's always good to see young kids getting into the hobby. I know producer Rich has gotten his boys into it, and my boys are into it.
My son was into it.
It's killing me. Tyler's still in it. What are you talking about?
Tyler's still in it. Started
Tyler's
young age like you guys when you guys got your kids into
he
it.
He got into a break today. He started it off.
I tell you, that kid, man. Gotta watch him. Then he's like, Dad, can I get $15 for gas?
Yeah,
right.
He's like in 5 breaks during the day.
Hey,
stuff.
you know how much that break was to get in, right? $15.
Probably $15. Yeah, it's funny how that goes. Yeah, Dad, can I get 15 for gas? Okay, son.
Who needs gas when you can get into a break?
There you go.
He's like tagged in some Prism basketball hanger or something. It's like,
what if you pull the LaMelo?
That's advice to you guys though. You gotta watch that. See?
Yeah.
Be smarter than the kid.
That's
tough
true.
at times.
Gotta have some discipline. The breaks can suck you in. That's for sure.
Now, Sam brought up a great question about the grading and what's the best and stuff like that. And we've been talking about it pretty much every show. We have that conversation that's going on because it is big news right now in the collecting market. PSA is now into artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So should be interesting.
And some, I think some of the other grading companies have started to go down this path. But, when you think about every time I've gotten cards back from PSA, if it grades under a 9 or 10, I wonder, hey, why? But there's such a human element to it. It's like an umpire in baseball, right? So everyone's strike zone is different. There's the human error element of grading a card. I could hand you a card, you might say it's an 8. I might hand that exact same card to producer Rich, and he says it's a 10.
Right.
So now you add this AI component, which I think complements the human element of it, also speeds up the process.
As AI, it's not Allen Iverson they hired to do this, is it?
Oh, it's not?
Practice. Talking about practice. I'm not grading cards.
But, I read where with the software, they can grade, it's basically 2 cards in 51 seconds.
It's amazing. We were talking about just before we went on the air,
2
too, about
cards in 51 seconds. And you think about how long it takes for an actual human to grade a card. So the card comes in the card saver. You got
9 months, according to them so far.
You got to pull it out of the top loader. You got to get all your equipment out. So I think it is going to speed up the process. How they're going to implement it and when is going to be interesting, but I don't think it's something that's going to be implemented overnight. I think it's going to take some time. It might be, a year from now, but I'll tell you this, I think just there's a lot of big money investors that are part of this, PSA Collectors Universe group.
Different vision.
You've got Kevin Durant. You've got Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, Larry Fitzgerald. So a lot of people throwing big money at it. So I think they're doing all the right things. And we talked about this a little bit last week with all the capacity that PSA is adding in terms of office space and adding graders. And so I think it's smart, the direction they're going. So I think they are positioning themselves to be kind of the kings for the foreseeable future. Whereas everybody else is kind of trying to pick up PSA's scraps while they're shut down for now. But by the time PSA opens back up, I think they're going to be ready to roll.
And I think it's interesting too that Gentleman is the company that they purchased. It was, what was it, $853 million they purchased them for, which actually investment wise for them, I think is a very good investment for production on how we're talking about timing. And they're still going to have their graders, but this is going to be another aspect. I think it's going to be more of a bulk card aspect myself. I can't see them throwing a 33 Gaudi Ruth in through the Gentleman process.
Right.
Maybe as a secondary to kind of check it, of course, or to check the grader itself.
Yeah, I think
it could be used as a backup theory.
A good way to again check
some
fraud. Because there's so many fraudulent. Like the 86 Fleer Jordan. There's just a lot of bogus 86 Fleer Jordans out there that maybe a human grader may not catch, could slip through the cracks.
Interesting question too. A point on that, I should say, because Gentleman has their demo
right
on their website, and you can
we'll post that on our page. It's pretty unique to watch.
It is. It's unique to watch and different, but fraudulent. I didn't see anything there about picking up a fraudulent card. So I wonder if that's something in the process that's picking up, or if that's something they're working on during all this, because it's obviously not implemented yet,
right,
completely into PSA, their grading services.
Or is it a card? Or I think there's also going to be ways to identify if it's a card that has already been submitted to PSA that somebody's trying to send back in again, where, hey, hopefully this ends up in the hands of a different grader that, hey, this guy, again, like we said, producer Rich thought this card was an 8.
Yeah.
Producer Tom, hey, this is a 10. So it's so subjective. So I think this AI component will help to balance that out a little bit. So I think it remains to be seen how this is all going to work. But again, I think you just kind of follow the money trail and just kind of see the investors that are part of this group. And again, I think it just shows you the health of the hobby and that this thing is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Trust the rich guy.
Yep, it's going to be around for a long time to come. And it's the technology component is, I think, a great addition to it, because with the amount of cards flowing in, I think when they reach their high point, I think they hit over 600,000 cards received in one day.
Wow,
it's just you can't. It's not sustainable.
Right.
No matter how many people you hire, so you got to have you got to have a better mousetrap than the competition. So
Yeah.
I feel good about where PSA's headed, and I'll always feel comfortable sending my cards out to Newport Beach, California.
I love it
to have them graded.
What do you got there, Rich?
Yeah, I was gonna say how we were talking in pre-show. We were talking about that card that I bought, that Ted Williams card that I bought. It came back as a 3.5, but we're looking at it under light and everything like that. We're just trying to figure out why it graded the way it did. I mean, it really don't see much.
You don't
so
know.
definitely interested to see what a machine would do. Like you said about the human error, the guy it might have been the last card of the day, and the guy had a hot day.
Yeah.
He might have that. It might have been like an unfair grade, but regardless, it's a Ted Williams card, and it's really I think they've kind of like peaked on their pricing and stuff like that. I don't think they're going to go up. For me, it's more of a personal collection than anything else.
Yeah, we're still seeing the increase on it. And interesting topic there with it too. Will we see like a video attachment to our grading? Because if they're not going to do subgrades like we talked about with Beckett, we see like a gentleman video on the cards being shot through where it shows like what the corners, edges, surface all were, because that's how they show it in their demo video. But is that something the consumer is going to see too with that card? It'll be kind of maybe something down the road, and I'm sure something they're talking about. But there's a lot of, so when we kind of get to this, the purchase of this artificial intelligence, which I think is great. Not going to play the grumpy old man, get off my lawn, because it has to change.
Yep.
The industry's changing. We're seeing some smaller companies come in and pushing this artificial intelligence, and maybe it helped PSA with that too by noticing it. And I just think right now it's unknown because there's so many questions we have. Is it going to pick up a fraudulent card? Is it going to be picking up a card that's already submitted, cracked out of a case, resubmitted? And where are we going to go? Are we going to see the data that they're going to show on it and things like that? So personally, I think it's a good thing, but a lot's unknown.
Right. It is a great unknown, and it's how they're going to use this software. So if you watch the demo, and we'll post a link to it on our page just so everybody can kind of take a look. I don't think they'll use it exactly how it's shown, but I think they will incorporate.
It's a demo.
Yeah,
right.
They'll incorporate elements of it. But some of the stuff they showed, surface, edges, centering, eye appeal was one of the subgrades that they showed in the demo, and some of the scores that they posted, it could be a number like a 2.7. It's not like 4.5 or 5. I mean, it could be like a 2.3. It's very precise in terms of how they do it. So it'll be interesting to see how it's implemented.
Definitely.
But I think it's smart.
Let me ask you this. So with this new AI that they're, talking about rolling out and everything like that, I mean, would that be something that, what I don't understand is as much technology as we have now compared to, like, I showed you guys that Ted Williams card I have. That's probably the most off-center card I think I've ever seen in my life. Why would companies be even having the issue of still having off-center with the technology we have to where the precise cutting and everything like that? That's, you would think from a standpoint of a, like a Topps, a Premier, those types of cards companies, you would expect them to be like on the money. Every card should be dead nut straight in the
Right.
So do you think that's going to maybe boost the card quality up maybe, or do you think that the card makers just don't care and just, hey, we're just selling cards, we're making our money, we don't care about the after effect of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's with some of these cards with these prisms and select, they can be so easily, the surface can be so easily compromised, and sometimes a PSA or BGS will leave a little buffer in there, just knowing how sensitive some of these certain brands are. Like it's pretty easy to maybe see one dimple in a prism or a select, so they give you kind of a give you a little bit of a break, whereas the computer system, I mean, they will get this thing down to the per pixel, to where they can find flaws. So there's a lot of questions from people out there. Is it going to be nearly impossible now to get a 10 on anything? Does it make 10, now 10s in the future, are they way more valuable than 10s are now? Because it's going to be so hard to get one. Maybe it's, we'll see. We don't know.
So since we're talking about grading, this is going to be an interesting thing that you guys probably might like a little bit is my brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, whatever you want to call him, Matt, he has a World Cup Lionel Messi card, the one that came out of, I looked the comps up on it. Like a 10, like a gem 10 is going for like 30 grand.
Oh yeah.
I'd send that in. I would send that in Super Express. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I mean, and I said, well, I looked it up a little bit and they said there's not many 10s out there, I guess, because of the card, the damaging that would get within the pack that someone wouldn't grade out that way. So I'm very interested. He said that he is sending it out to get it graded once everything kind of dies down.
No, you could send a card of that value. I'd say they're still taking the super high end cards. You have to pay more to get it graded. He'll get it back really fast. So I would consider sending that in now. Those soccer cards are good.
Well, when
he paid $2 grand for that card.
Yeah.
Raw.
Wow. Awesome. I mean, soccer's got that world value to it.
Yeah, you got a global
Unlike
market.
any sport. I mean, hockey's up there. Basketball's really a global market too. But those two, it's amazing. So, kind of moving on here. By the way, guys, later on in the show here, we're going to be giving away Kenny Galladay autograph football, our weekly trivia.
Correct.
Or Kenny Galladay,
Kenny Galladay is dead to us here.
Wow.
We don't like Kenny
That was
Galladay.
strong.
We don't like Kenny Galladay.
Wow.
Guy quit on the team. We don't like quitters here.
Okay, DeAndre Swift.
Collar, yes.
JSA
DeAndre
Authenticated.
Swift.
That comes from our weekly sponsor host
Johnny,
here.
you the man.
Pro Sports Zone in Livonia, baby. That'll be coming up later on. So kind of honoring the NFL draft that just happened. And speaking of the NFL draft, we talked about it last week on how we're going to see card prices increase possibly from some of the drafts, the way it went. And Pat, I'm going to get started with you a little bit here. What are you seeing so far from the draft, your breakdown on what players are going to see some increase of value?
Well, it's interesting. There's a couple different ways you could look at it. You can look at the actual draft picks themselves and how that affects other players on the team.
Okay.
And then you're also going to see, rumors start to pop up during draft season. Maybe players trying to force trades. But some of the biggest moves I've seen in terms of card movers, the biggest one in the last 7 days, and might be a name that surprises you, is Calvin Ridley from the Atlanta Falcons. So you've kind of heard the rumors of a potential Julio Jones trade. I think Atlanta trying to get out of that big contract that they gave him. You don't see teams throwing that kind of money at receivers anymore.
Right.
His injury history, the guy's a future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. And Atlanta drafted Kyle Pitts. And so now if you see Ridley sliding over that number one receiver spot, now you got another guy to keep an eye on in Kyle Pitts, who by all accounts is a freak show athlete out there. Calvin Ridley's 2018 Prism base has gone up 138% in the last 7 days.
Wow.
So, but we've talked in football, it's tough to invest in non-quarterbacks, just due to the injury risk. You see running backs go down all the time. Receivers can the same thing can happen. But Ridley is a guy that's been a big mover. This one is no surprise is Jordan Love. We've seen the Aaron Rodgers news here over the last week or so. He wants out of Green Bay, and shame on Green Bay again for waiting, I think, till the third round to take a receiver this year. I have no idea what they're doing. But now people react to that news and think, oh my God, Rodgers is heading out of town. And
I wouldn't count that so fast.
No, I wouldn't either. But Jordan Love's cards are now gone through the roof. His 2020 optic base is up 54%.
Wow.
His 2020 Prism is up over 50%. So again, a guy whose cards are on the move. And the last three guys I'll talk about can all be kind of lumped in together. And these are guys where I think people are reacting to maybe a situation where they think one or all of these three players are going to go get a fresh start somewhere else. So you've got Gardner Minshew in Jacksonville. Obviously with Trevor Lawrence getting picked up, there's not a spot there for Minshew, and they also brought on C.J. Beathard as a backup.
Right.
So
Serviceable
I think,
too.
So I think Minshew's probably going to move on somewhere, and people are now investing in his cards and saying, all right, hey, he could end up on a team where he maybe has a shot to be a starter. I'll take a flyer on some of his cards. Yeah, I'll take a flyer and see what happens. Jarrett Stidham is another one with the Patriots. I mean, they were talking about this guy last year as the potential starter in New England before before they signed Cam Newton.
He's not putting them in at all.
No.
No,
he's gone. I mean, they drafted Mac Jones at 15, and they brought Cam Newton back. So Stidham, I think, is the odd man out.
Yeah.
And then the last one for me, and this one is, God, I sunk a ton of money into his cards prior to the start of last season, and I will end up taking a bath on these cards. I probably need to liquidate at some point. Is my old buddy Drew Lock?
I was waiting for you.
In Denver. So they brought Teddy Bridgewater on, but maybe in Drew Lock's instance, I've heard his attitude sucks, just doesn't put in the work. And so maybe bringing Bridgewater on will push him a little bit. So people, and you can get his card that it's still at a deep discount. His 2019 Prism base PSA 10 has gone up 15% in the last week. You can have that card now for $70. Would I personally be buying Drew Lock cards right now? Probably not. I know they tried to pawn him off on the Lions. Lions wouldn't take the bait on Drew Lock, but again, another guy like you said who could end up in with the Raiders or Houston or some team that might be willing to take a flyer on him. He can go compete for a starting spot,
prove himself,
and we'll see. But those have been kind of the biggest movers I've seen. Since the draft happened a week or so ago. But I know you've got your own list here too.
I have, and it's interesting when we talked about that last week. I watched the draft differently this year, so to say. I really watched on the card industry, so to say, of how we would do with that, and picked it up right away. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, we just don't know. We talked about Chenault maybe seeing an increase. I think that's going to be more performance based when you see a Chenault. Do you want to believe in Trevor Lawrence? Go buy his cards. Go ahead. I mean, I don't think it's going to kill you right now for investment wise on LaVisca Chenault, getting his cards. You go to number 2 and that pick Zach Wilson. It's the Jets, and there's a lot of unknown there. They got where they get it. I mean, they
make a card of Zach Wilson's mom, though.
That's a good point.
Oh my God!
Wow. So, but I was really taking this seriously. I was really locked in here. I mean,
how many husbands does she have? She's from Utah.
Right. I know exactly.
No, they only have one husband. It's just she would have how many other wives with her to share that husband. Right. So it's all about the man.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
All right. But kind of go to the Jets and a little interesting point on Zach Wilson. 14 the Jets took good old lineman in Tucker from USC. So it showed what they're trying to do there. What do we see anything right away? I don't know, because I don't know what Zach Wilson. A lot of guys are high on him, think he's going to be great. I don't know. It's the Jets.
Denzel Mims cards that could.
We don't. But that puts you back in the Chenault area, right, in my opinion. All right, now we look at 3 through 7, and 3 through 7 in the draft from the 49ers down to the Lions. That improved every single quarterback on that team. Each pick.
Okay, and I'll start with Trey Lance.
3 with Trey Lance. It's Jimmy G's there. I don't think Trey Lance is starting. Okay.
Not this year.
No. And you could see good value in Jimmy G. It's kind of like the Jordan Love pick. You're putting a young guy in there, and it's going to push him. I think it's going to push him a little bit more. I only hear in Riders need as much pushing, but
he's 20-8 as a starter.
Who's that?
Jimmy G.
Right. Garoppolo will get it done, I think. And Where the production is, though, we don't know. I mean, that's more fantasy stat numbers, but the wins, losses, a chance of being a playoff contender, the 49ers have a chance, okay? So watch Jimmy G as a sleeper and all that.
If you sit Trey Lance this year, that would, I mean, he also sat out, or he played one college game last year, so he would essentially be out of football for 2 years before and who knows if they. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on with him.
That's why I don't think they're going to rush him into it. I'm a firm believer they're going to treat him like they did Mahomes.
You have a veteran quarterback.
They're going to have him sit out a year, maybe learn the ways of the league, and then get him in.
And we talked about them going to number 4. We talked about Calvin Ridley with getting Pitts, and people have to respect these veteran quarterbacks. And I think just because they have down numbers, down years, whatever, Matt Ryan is a very solid MVP contending quarterback. He has been, and that's just not going to disappear, and that's going to help them, I think. And
took them to a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Exactly. So Matt Ryan, watch out! You're giving him another weapon now in Pitts. Pitts is that hybrid tight end that every quarterback wants now in the league. The way the league gets moving through. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see solid things there. Matt Ryan puts up numbers. He's not afraid to sling that ball around. Bengals, Joe Burrow, you just gave him another weapon. They made a huge mistake there in not taking Penny.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, let's backtrack a little bit. That was a huge topic of conversation between the 4 of us.
Yeah,
leading up to the draft, and I'll just say, Pat, you were wrong.
We'll see.
You were defeated.
We'll see it. We'll see. I was wrong in terms of how
I went pretty passionate in that
how
chat.
the pick went. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. You guys believe that Jared Goff is the the second coming of Tom Brady?
So since you brought up Goff, them taking that, and they're going to have a pretty stout offensive line, which might put his numbers up there. I mean, how is Goff looking for that?
Goff's numbers are actually going up now in cards. They're not at a point where you're really
I don't think they had anywhere else to go.
Good point. Good point. But Goff is one of those players.
Just call me a jive turkey.
He did call him a jive turkey. No respect towards Jared Goff, this guy. I tell you.
I mean,
we're gonna have to shut him up this fall.
If you're into penny stocks, is this thing on?
Yeah, it's still on.
Amazingly, they got you still on. But Goff is one of those guys. The Lions overall, to me, looked like they.
I thought the Lions had a great draft. I thought they had a phenomenal draft.
Yeah. But I tell you what, they picked up a couple of nice wide receivers in the offseason, serviceable wide receivers. All right. They're not the big sexy names, but there really wasn't anything in free agency that was huge other than the Larry Fitzgerald guys that are already basically retired anyways. Right. You give a quarterback time. I talked about this. You give an NFL quarterback time to throw, and he will pick a defense apart. Watch out for Jared Goff this year. Look out for guys like Hawkinson, who's going to get big numbers, I believe, a lot larger than what he's had. Tight end wise numbers, he's going to be in the top 3. I believe
the
top 3 of tight
Dan
ends.
Campbell effect to being a tight end guy.
No, I'm going to go past Dan Campbell. I mean, we're kind of going
he
local.
Bites kneecaps.
He does.
He don't want turds here either.
He does bite kneecaps, but the key behind the whole Detroit Lions organization right now is Chris Spielman, Barry Sanders. The job they're doing behind the scenes is amazing. And they actually showed it for the first year this year in a draft. And the owner, she's letting him do it. She doesn't want to play the know-it-all. I think she's surrounding herself around great people. And I think that's going to happen. And let's not eat the cornbread yet, but it's on the platter. All right.
It's on the platter.
It's on the platter, baby. Kind of going before that, though, with Tua, that Jalen Waddle, stud, best Alabama receiver to draft. I mean, because you move down now to Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. I don't think that helps Jalen Hurts that much. No, I really don't.
And they traded up to get him.
I think they hurt themselves. And we're going to get back to one other player here real quick. And we're going back to offensive line. It's another guy wanted the Lions on their radar, and I'm sure he was. Slater. That's going to help out Justin Herbert.
Absolutely.
Huge. Guys, I mean, that's the biggest thing.
That was a smart
pick. To me,
pick.
You want your quarterbacks to be the best, you got to get the best offensive line. Patrick Mahomes, got Eric Fisher. You got some of the top dudes there. That's what makes them great. It makes them great in this league because these defensive dudes are fast nowadays, and there's no doubt about it. Other guys, keep your eye on Derek Carr. Quietly, same thing. Offensive lineman, Alabama.
That was a reach.
It was a reach, but you know what? They had, I think
Kuiper had that guy as like a mid-second round.
Yeah, I mean, they had the room to pick this guy up, though. I think they had the room to make that reach.
So you feel comfortable investing in Derek Carr right now?
Watch a guy like Derek Carr. He said, let's not invest in him. Kenny G, getting Tony from Florida, who's a stud. Okay, getting him, I think that's going to help out Kenny G's value. We're back to Daniel Jones again. We talked about before.
Danny Dimes.
We're going to see his stuff go up. Najee Harris, baby. That's a Pittsburgh Steeler running back. I don't care who it is. He's the same dude.
Reminds me of Jerome Bettis.
He's the same dude since Rashard Mendenhall.
Yep.
They're all the same dudes that go in there. I mean, Jerome, I think, is a king of all of it, but these
great story.
Yeah, he's from Detroit, you know. But all these dudes are the same.
Our friends.
Yeah, really. All these guys are the same dudes in Pittsburgh. So watch a guy like Najee Harris. He's the James Conner. He's the
Le'Veon Bell.
The next guy up. The next guy up, put it that way. So kind of there. I worked on the first round. I got more in the second round.
Do you want to dive into the 6th and 7th rounds and see if we have any diamonds in the rough?
I went to our top 3 rounds and I made some notes on guys.
Look at this. This is like, I know. This is
like Justin Fields. Everybody rips on Justin Fields. That's fine. There's nothing in Chicago right now to give Justin Fields a chance to judge him on anything.
Chicago's a quarterback.
They had a second-round offensive lineman they took. And once again, good pick, but that's not going to give Justin Fields a difference. There's nothing there. There's nothing there for Chicago.
Feel bad for Justin
but they'll beat the
Fields.
Lions twice this year somehow.
That was a bad spot for him to go.
But I think it was that pressure point pick.
Yeah,
sometimes you're put in that position, and it's the Bobby Higginson contract, like we talked about. You can't. You're forced to sign him. You're forced to draft this dude, and you fall into it. You fall into the trap.
Have to.
Sometimes it's best. Well, it's kind of like what we talked about. We were talking about. We had a group chat going here about the day of the draft. I think it was, and we were really hot on it. We were talking about it, but falling in the trap of that wide receiver, so to say, of they need that for golf, and all these, you get fans saying, "Well, wide receiver." It's not what's going to make that player great. You have to have every single other piece around them.
75% of us said offensive lineman.
We did.
25% said wide receiver.
And that's
I would like to go on record as that being said.
You know what? And that 25% number actually makes you look better.
I wanted Trey Lance or Fields.
Really, it should be like 1%. But my math is a little fuzzier.
Time will tell.
What's that?
No. Time will tell.
Jasper, what do you got there, kid?
Well, I'm ready for this.
Oh,
here we go.
Jorge! Hip, hip, Jorge!
Dip and dot time.
Dip and dot time.
Dip.
So
dip, Jorge.
We're kind of in the football draft there, and it's interesting. Pat sent me I don't know how we got this, but Pat sent me a text, and it made me start thinking, which really doesn't take much to have me start thinking. We went right away to the top 5 locker room speeches.
Ooh.
All right. So top 5 locker room speeches. And this is what makes this great too. We have video on this too.
We do.
We have video clips this week.
Top 5. This is a great topic.
Producer Rich got real mad last week. He was fuming about it, that I came up with top 5 walk-up songs.
And he
wasn't
didn't have
prepared.
the music, right?
He didn't have Wham, Careless Whisper on there.
You rolled producer Rich right under the bus.
Right. And I felt bad.
Let's go back to this.
Yeah.
For everybody that's watching right now, maybe the whole
he loves producer Rich Fam, doesn't he?
15 people on there right now. Yeah. So out of
Nate,
out of all that, it was like 15 minutes for a show. He's like, "Hey, can we pull this off?" No, we can't pull this off. Absolutely not. But he did give me more of a heads up, and I was able to pull it off today. So we'll go with what was the number 5, right?
Number 5.
All right, let's go with number 5 right now.
Number 5. Go ahead, play the clip. Your dad's a loser.
Okay, but I want to make this is our last night. Everyone understand? Last game of the season. Aiden, eyes on me. I want to make sure you guys remember what our goals are when we step on this field. Jackson with an X. What's one of our goals when we step on this field?
To do your best stick.
Okay, not even close. Blaine with a Y. Blaine's not here. Blaine, did you get over that bloody nose you got? Yeah. Okay, good. What's one of our goals when we step on this field?
We try do our best and Try to win.
I like the second half. Nate, you got another one? Rylan, you don't have any other goals. Aiden?
Get out.
Okay, negative Ghost Rider. All right. Did we learn anything this season?
Yes.
Our goals. No, not even close. Our goals are listen. Our goals are to hit dingers. Everybody better have their eyes on me. Eyes on me, Rylan. Hit dingers. Disgrace the pitcher's family. Make the other players cry and stomp their butts into the ground. Does everyone understand that? Does everybody understand that?
Sounds like a 12
Look. There are two types of people in this world. There's two types of people in this world. There's winners, and there's losers. And just so that we're clear, every time we step on this field, our goal is to be a winner. And if your dad has said, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just as long as you have fun, well, I hate to say it, your dad's a loser. Okay? So let's get our hands in. That team's pretty good, but we are gooder. So let's go gooder on three. Let's go gooder on three. Here we go. Hands in. Come on, talk to your English teacher here. Gooder on three. 1, 2, 3. Gooder!
Oh, love that, man. Love that. It's such a great one there. And yeah, they get a little fun with that. And
I'm going to fire that one up for this weekend for our baseball.
Right. We're going to get a little bit more motivation.
Might do that. So that was number 5. Number 4 is this.
Number 4 is Ray Lewis inspiring the Ravens.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
If you've never researched something, I want you to do everybody do one favor. I want you to research the story of David and Goliath. I want you to understand what the king told David when he put on the armor on David, and he said, I want you to fight Goliath with this armor because he's huge, he's 9 foot tall. And David said something that was very key to the king. He said, King, I can't fight your fight. I got to fight my fight. It's about fighting our fight. 2005, I had one of the most tragic injuries ever. And I couldn't help my team. So the leader was took away so there could be doubt. But when you still have a leader, and Joe Flacco, you got to rally around. You got to get behind him, and it ain't about wins and losses, it's about loyalty. It's about understanding. I'm going to make the play, or I'm going to watch the play be made. It's simple. It's if I can tell my safety, you cover this zone this time. It's a man on a man every time we play the game. It'll never change. It's about winning one-on-one battles. Fight your fight. It's our fight to fight. 1 and 6 doesn't define who you are. What defines who you are is what you do when you 1 and 6. What the man do a fight for. Give everything you got today. Not because of the scoreboard, but because when this game ends, you have a brother call for life. Knowing you gave everything you had. That's why you play as a Raven. That's why you fight as a Raven. That's why no matter what nobody on the outside says, fight your fight. David found a way to fight his fight. Ravens. Joe Flacco. Lead your team. It's your fight. It's our fight. Let's see if somebody can do it. Let's go. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I tell you, the great thing with that too, I love that.
You know what? I want to run through a fucking brick wall right now.
You guys, first off, y'all got to have that little chill in your chest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I love
Ray
it.
Lewis gets you going, and I love it. He's like Joe Flacco. Like he doesn't call him Joe or Flacco. It's just Joe Flacco. Flacco's like, that's me, I guess.
Like, I thought he was about to get taxed.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. So number 3 here is now this is going to take a little twist on sportsmanship. We're going to have a losing coach coming to the winning coach's locker room and encourage them for the upcoming bowl game.
All right.
I can say this without getting emotional, but we both wanted this game a heck of a lot. Both of us as teams fought our ass from the bottom up. My God, I commend you, and we have a lot of respect for you. You're a damn fine football team. Congratulations on winning the title. I'm just going to say this. By God, go out to the coast and kick their ass because we're all damn tired.
Love it. That was 1987. Wow. 1987, Michigan State going to the Rose Bowl for 88, which they won the Rose Bowl game there against USC. But Bill Mallory, that was coach of Indiana, and real classy. I think that is getting that opposing coach going in there. That's when I think that's the old school where we always cheer for the Big Ten, no matter who they play. You know, and that's that generational type speech there.
Like normally, like we all agree that we will root for anybody that plays against Ohio State. Oh, get out of here.
So,
all right. So the next
so
one,
number one. Now we're gonna get strong here, guys. Number two. We are getting strong. We strike back.
Hi, y'all. Hammer time. Defense, what did I tell you yesterday? Okay? Two of the most powerful things in this world are hope and belief. Plain and simple. If you believe in your heart that we're going to take the field and we're going to fight for 4 quarters, it's going to happen. You believe in your heart that you've put in the time, you've put in the effort, you have prepared yourself for this game, then it's going to be a good game. That's what it starts with. If you don't believe, the door's right there. Because I believe. I believe in everything that you have done to put yourself in a position to be a great football player that has a great game tonight. I believe you have worked to make yourself everything you are. I believe that tonight you have the opportunity to take them to the wire. But you have. Nobody else in the state does. You understand me? Everybody else is taking that little marker and they've already written the result of this game down. Not us. You hope that you get an opportunity to make a play. And you believe with every ounce of your being that when that opportunity comes, you will make some point tonight. Adversity strikes, but we strike back. Because we believe in here, in what we are capable of, and how tonight is going to go. You understand me? That's right. Every time they put the ball down, we believe that this is the play. This is the play that we make a difference. This is the play where we put them on their back. This is the play we get in the end zone. This is the play that we get a stop. Believe with all your heart. Believe in yourself. Believe in each other. And believe that in 4 quarters, we're going to walk in this locker room, we're going to crank the music up, and we're going to dance.
Where's that brick wall at?
I love it. That means a lot to me.
You already ran through it after Ray Lewis.
Yeah, high school coach and coaching high school football and getting involved in those moments and those speeches. They're not scripted. And a lot of parents don't get a chance to see what goes inside that locker room and how much you care for those boys and those young men and what you want them to do and what you want to see out of them.
Who was the guy from South Line we talked about a couple weeks? Coach Bill, the guy that screwed up the championship game?
Coach Bob.
Bill, Ben, Bob.
Yeah.
Coach Bob.
Coach Bob, yeah.
Is that would Coach Bob say
Oh,
something?
Coach Bob have it, but the chew in the back would be like flying out of his mouth as he's speaking, as he's wearing his bike shorts.
Well, I don't know about you, Pat, but when I graduated high school back in the great year of 1997,
yes,
when you when you got to come out to the jungle to play,
oh baby,
it was the middle of nowhere.
But y'all used to make fun of us, call us country boys.
Lion.
Oh, look at those!
Not me.
Look at those farmers. Those farm whoop your ass, drag you across the field all day long.
Hey, there's definitely some corn-fed guys out here. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You came out here, it was a battle.
Oh,
it was
serious.
a battle.
It was serious. No doubt
hey,
about it.
You know what? I'll tell you right now, was it 95, 95, 96? South Line had good teams.
Yep, very solid. We had a great
they were solid.
You know, we had great teams in the 90s. All about my senior year, they were a sub 500 team. Every other team was amazing.
You must have been playing.
I was
team,
not
man.
playing then, no. So, but all right, last video here. Number 1 for Hip Hip's top 5 this week.
Number 1.
Hope you've enjoyed it this week. A little bit, no doubt. Bill Stewart in West Virginia football.
And Chuck Liddell.
Yes. McAfee's on this team, yeah.
Hey, we got a great opportunity. We've got a dandy out there waiting on us. Offense, play fast. Simon free, man. Defense, swarm attack. Punch that ball every chance you get and keep busting. Special teams, lay it on the line. Attack your responsibility. Attack. We got out block them. We got out tackle them. We got out hit them and hustle. It's real simple. You out block them. You out tackle them. You out hit them. And you out hustle. And you stay within the legal limits of the game. It's Mountaineer pride. Nothing cheap. From the heart. Straight it. Damn, I'm proud to be with you. I'm proud to be with you. Picture good one, didn't I? Huh? We got a good one. We were going to outstrain and out-hit these guys. Let them know. Leave no doubt tonight. Leave no doubt tonight. No doubt. They shouldn't have played the old gold move. Not this night. Not this night. Don't leave your wingman ever bail out on your brother. You help, you strain, and you just fight. Start fast. Stay on top of them. It's a game, lads. Let's have fun and go get us a victory.
Love it, man. That's I can watch it. I must watch that video probably about 4 or 5 times a year.
I must say it's probably the best top 5 that you've come up with so far.
That was strong.
That was strong.
I'll be quick to bust your chops on your top.
I was
that
waiting
was
for
good.
it. Oh,
that was good. I mean,
good.
You're
and I
missing.
was going to say debatable because I mean, I watched a lot of YouTube videos this day, guys, to go through this. Okay, there's a lot of work done.
I could have sent you the one from my high school coach where he came up to me, goes,
"You're cut,
Noonan.
Wow.
You're a college hitter, but you play the field like a 5th grader." I went out there feeling good about myself.
So I had a good one.
So I'm not playing T-ball anymore.
Yeah, kind of follow up on that too. Like, there's a lot of great speeches out there you can go through, and it took some time to put this one together, but I felt I did a good job with it.
I like that.
And I'll tell you what, another great coach there. I had one in high school. My senior year of hockey, all my buddies wanted me to try out. Never played. I mean, my dad's a good player and stuff like that. And I said, they're like, put you a goalie because they didn't like the goalies. So they put me in a goalie and played great.
Brick wall back.
I was doing well. I had like,
Filled
this
the
was great.
net
I
up.
had like a Hasek helmet.
Filled the net up.
I had Gump Worsley pads, leather pads on. I had I had a white blocker with a leather catcher.
George
I
Shovel
mean, this
Day.
thing was just so messed up.
George
Well, when they were
Shovel
doing it, they're doing like the half moon, the shoot at the goalie. You know what? I'm sitting there. I didn't know you dropped the pucks. I'm catching all these pucks. I had like 6 pucks in my, and then I fell down and I'm like a fish out of water. I'm like slinging pads up, blocking shots, getting a fight behind the net with Mark Batillo during tryouts. Just my buddy. I went and started punching him for no reason.
Okay, it's hockey. We're supposed to fight.
Phil and Jasana winds up with a shot, hits me square in the head. I had a Guns N' Roses bandana on at the time. I'm bleeding from the head.
Axl Rose.
Yeah, I take the bandana, tighten it up. Like, Jackson, maybe you should go look at that. No, I'm fine, coach. I just tightened up my bandana as a Band-Aid. So we get the cuts and everything, get called in, and Jackson, you got a lot of spunk. But you're a senior.
That's when you knew you were done.
But you're a senior.
Yep.
And I just can't keep 3 goalies. Next week,
thanks for coming out.
Kid in shop class, one of the goalies cuts his finger, and but still couldn't get me on the team. I'll tell you what, though, it was fun. I love it. What a spunk. I got spunk. Yeah, but you're a senior. So that was a lot of fun doing that. And what do we got? Coach Pats.
I'm fired out of it on 10 down 15 on the mind that I'm on 15. I'm at on 15 20. I'm at on 15 on 20.
Sold. All right. And sold to Joe Swingle.
30 sir 25
Hey, Swingle's been quiet tonight. I don't even know if he's with us. I know he's with us. We might have
He's chimed in.
Has he chimed in?
Is
We're
he
just
in there? There he is.
Censoring him a lot more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
tonight, for Coach Pat's Market Minute, we need to focus on generational talents.
What's up, Max?
You know, if you guys have kept an eye on the first month or so of the Major League Baseball season, after Sunday's games, the batting average across MLB, everybody's freaking out about the lack of offense. taking place this season. I'm sure obviously the Tigers have contributed to much of that with the dumpster fire they are, but the average across the league was 233 after Sunday's games.
Yep.
Let's give it up for the pitchers.
Yep. But the one guy that was kind of the outlier of that was our dear friend, one of the greatest players to ever lace him up. And we should appreciate the hell out of this player while he's still playing, is Mike Trout.
Yes.
413, hitting 413 after Sunday's games. But how does that relate to his actual cards? So in the last 30 days, Mike Trout's cards are down 9%. His flagship rookie, which is 2011 Topps Update, and a PSA 10, still a pretty low pop on that, about 5,200. It was at $4,600 on April 4th. You can have it for probably under $4,000 today. That same card was selling for over $6,000 in February. So a big dip on Mike Trout. And obviously that's a very, very high-end card, but we talked about this earlier in the show. Also pay attention to second-year cards. So Mike Trout's 2012 Topps Update PSA 10 with a very low pop of 989.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Trout's 2012 Topps Update PSA 10 last 30 days is down 15.7%. That card was going for $241 on April 4th. You can have that same card today for under $200. So I already bought a couple today. But if you can get a Mike Trout second year for under $200, I'm all over it. So again, I think a guy that's very underappreciated today, not the guy that's going to jump up to the microphone and say, "Hey, look at me." Just guy puts his head down, goes about his business.
Jacoby Jones. No?
Jacoby Jones.
Okay.
No.
I said that for Tyler.
That was a big topic of conversation today. Is like, has Kobe Jones ever hit an opposite field home run?
Great question.
That was a question somebody was. Is a guy's like, I've never seen it happen.
Oh God. Tigers
I mean, we
stud.
probably got to go back and look at about maybe
Don't get me
6
started
home
on
runs for the year.
Tigers. The next guy, generational talent, Luka. Again, a guy that NBA playoffs are about to start. In the last 30 days, Luka's cards are down 13.3%. So his 2018 Prism in a PSA 10 is down 14.6%. This is a card that's kind of held steady at around the $1,500 to $1,600 mark. Today, you can have that same card for right around $1,000. If you can find a deal, maybe under $1,000. It's still got a pretty high 16,000 pop on that though. So pretty decent pop count there. And again, his second year cards, I think, are great investments. I'm a big fan of second year cards. So his 2019 Prism base and a PSA 10 is down 13%. You can have that card today for $89. So
Wow.
a second year Luka Prism PSA 10, $89. And lastly, I'll go in on his 2018 Optic base PSA 10 is down 16.7%. The card was trading for $680 a month ago. You can have that same card today for under $600. So that's an Optic base PSA 10 Luka. Much lower population count on that than the Prism. At only 3,830. So again, guys, we're looking at generational talents here from baseball and basketball. Luka's going to be a guy who's going to be around for a long time. So I would try to get in on some of these. And like I said, we talked about this last week on the Mike Trout, the 2011 Topps Update. You don't have to buy everything in a PSA 10. Like I've picked up some LeBron rookies at a PSA 8. The 10 is,
it's great.
You want to go crazy, but
the 8s are flying up.
Yeah, 8s are a great investment. 8s and second year cards. I'm big on second year cards. So you look 20 years from now, you look what look what Jordan prices are doing. You look at a Jordan second year card.
Yeah.
It's I mean, and a guy like Trout, the sky's the limit. So I'm a big fan of investing in Mike Trout. I'm stating the obvious here, but it's just crazy to see the decline in his prices. Right. That's you would think that it's like everyone's like, oh my God, I'm investing in Trout, but it's like it's all these speculative buys that people are doing. They want to follow the hot rookie or the guy that might catch a starting quarterback job,
right?
You know, and it's you kind of take your eye off the ball on some of these obvious. And again, we've said this before, you got to have a little balance in the portfolio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get some of these established stars who are probably pretty safe buys like a Luka and a Trout. And yeah, it's okay to take some risk every now and then with some rookies and see what happens. But man, to see Trout and Luka's decline in the last 30 days is pretty surprising to me.
Let me ask a question on that too, and I don't know how prepared you are for this, but when we see a guy like
probably
Trout,
not very prepared,
right? But a guy like Trout, Ohtani's skying up,
yep.
And is he taking away from the Trout value
Could
a little?
be. That's a great question. And
man, I've had a great question. I had a great top 5 this week.
It's a good day for you.
It's been good.
Got a good jersey on.
I'll see you guys,
should probably,
you should
probably just take the cans off and get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a matter of fact. But no, that is a good question because Ohtani's
next week. It might be on your market minute away.
Ohtani has played well.
Now, do you think that's because Ohtani hurt last year, so he doesn't have a whole lot of face value last year?
He's had that.
He's got more room to grow, whereas Trout's already at the pinnacle.
Well,
I don't think, I think we're far from the pinnacle on Trout. But I do think, Ohtani, people are just waiting to see a full season, a full healthy season from him, and we have yet to see it. That's why I'm still shying away.
They're
from
still
Ohtani.
seeing the Judge, I think, with that too. People are just waiting for Aaron Judge to have that
Ohtani's a
full
guy.
season.
Ohtani's a guy. I don't invest in. I personally don't, but a lot of people are. His cards are hot. His cards are hot right now.
It's not Asian hate you have there, is
no.
it? Okay, good. I wanted to clear that up. Make sure in today's times.
I got some. You want to buy some?
You have some Ohtanis?
I think I do.
I love Ohtani.
You love Ohtani?
I love Ohtani.
Do you?
I got that love still. So yeah.
You like him more as a pitcher or a hitter?
I tell you, they're both exciting. I think that's what makes the game great.
He likes him as a catcher.
I think the fact that he's a pitcher.
There's the big spoon or small spoon?
Well, that's a good thing there. They've talked to other guys coming up like Brendan McKay for the Tampa Bay Rays, but he hasn't taken off like that. Or there's one other pitcher hitter that's coming up, I think, too, in the minor leagues.
Is there?
Yeah, some other prospect like that's got that potential to do it.
Yeah, McKay's
to go both ways. If you're into that.
So those are your favorite kind of players.
I love the market minute. It's
What up with that? What up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that?
He said, she said. What up with that? With that? Pat.
I'll tell you what. My what up
with
that
this week?
We talked about the NFL draft earlier in the show, and a long running streak has come to an end. Highly disappointed to see it happen.
Is this between you and
my
beloved Mrs. Noonan, or
my beloved?
Okay,
her beloved Michigan State Spartans.
I know,
for the first time in 80 years. This was the third longest running streak to not have a player selected, or they had a player selected in the NFL draft for 80 consecutive years. Only trailing the USC Trojans and the Fighting Harbaughs from Ann Arbor. 83, both of those schools have had
disrespect that coach. Good coach. We talk about that.
Selected or had players selected for 83 straight years. This past NFL draft, a Michigan State player was not drafted in any of the 7 rounds, and that is a firm indictment on the last 2 years of the Mark D'Antonio era where he just mailed it in, did not bring in any talent, mailed it in, put the program in a terrible spot. Mark D'Antonio.
No! What up with that?
These nuts.
Ooh-wee.
George, you got one?
That's garbage. It's a
Maybe it's an indictment on these NFL teams not realizing what great talent is. Huh?
I mean, Shakur Brown was sitting out there waiting to be drafted.
How was he not drafted, by the way?
He just signed a free agent deal.
Well, and those guys actually stand out.
Terrible. Cannot believe it.
Wee! Dancing to that one.
What up with that? What up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? He said, she said.
80 years in a row. 80 years in a row having a player selected in the NFL draft. It's crazy.
This is my what up with that now.
Streak is over. It's done.
Yeah.
Done.
It's defeated. It's lost.
Yeah, it lost.
It lost.
You know, we got a release coming tomorrow. Cinco de Mayo.
We do.
We do.
They're releasing the tacos.
Yeah. No. Flawless football, Pat. Hey. Good product. Good product.
I like Flawless. So does Sam Gray. He's probably going to get in a break.
He probably is. I mean, Sam's dad, as he calls himself.
Sam's dad.
Sam's dad.
Sam's dad's in the break.
His middle name is Dad.
Right, exactly.
Sam's dad.
She's like, it's like Ricky Henderson.
George, walk like an Egyptian. What up with that?
What up with that? What up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? He said, she said.
Noonan, the music stopped.
Oh, it did?
Yeah,
Oh.
we're off now. All right. Flawless football. Pat.
It's a flawless product. I
mean,
love it.
It's kind of a dumb question. Hey, Tom, our audience. Hey.
Are you disrespecting Tom by calling him the audience?
He brings in like he's the 12th man here. And it makes our show so much better.
It's an electric
He's the 12th
factory,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, he's our
I'm the
12th
water
man.
boy. Just face it.
Well, beer boy, whatever you want to call it. But
Speaking of beer.
all right.
Beers.
We're getting 10 cards in a pack here. One pack, 10 cards. What would you say, Tom?
Well, I'll pretend like I didn't hear the answer in pre-show.
Oh, you did.
10 cards in a pack?
Yeah.
What? $20?
20.
$20?
How about $5,700? What up with that?
What up with that?
Man.
What up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? He said, she said, we all said.
That's
What up with that?
That's steep. That's steep.
I tell you, what do you have to hit out of that? What do you have to hit out of that?
With the deep pockets like
Seriously.
you can get in on that.
Oh, I know. I'll get a case, but what do you have to hit out of that? One box.
Undefeated.
Never lost.
How many cards in a how many
You're getting
cards?
10 cards in a pack there. I mean, you're
I
going to get
can't
booklet.
do that. Yeah, that's,
It's impossible.
no. It's cards like that. I'll randomly get into a break and
Pray.
just for fun. Yeah.
You get
It
lucky,
just you
so.
can't do it. It's that those sets are made for the guys that have access to the hobby boxes and can sell them to the high end collectors. That's out of my wheelhouse.
And you know, one person will never say, what up with that too? John Yu.
Yeah, that's right.
Pro Sports Zone. DeAndre Swift.
Twist time. Twist time.
You
Twist time.
the man.
You the man.
DeAndre Swift autographed Lions logo football this
Pro
week.
Sports Zone, Laurel Park Mall. John Yu is
Yep.
the man. He's got some big signings coming up
He
too.
does. JSA authenticated this ball is. And Rich, we get a chance to get that question inside there?
No, I did
I'm
not
sorry,
get a
bud.
chance.
Yeah,
to
that was
get it.
my bad.
You got it to me very late.
That was very late.
But give me a second here.
Two segments into the show
Give me a
wasn't quick
second.
enough.
Hey, just give me a second. Keep talking. I might be able to do it real quick.
Oh, I can keep talking. That's no problem here. So the DeAndre Swift football we're going to have a great trivia question on that, and it's kind of based around the draft. A little Hip's top 5 coach speech we had this week too with that. So it's a beautiful football.
Good looking ball right here.
Yeah, I love that Lions logo on it too. That really pops with it too. Great display piece on those white panel footballs. You can see at the top of the Lions there the JSA hologram sticker there, the JSA sticker there for the authenticity on that. John has JSA out there a lot too, so that's always a great thing when you're getting autographs signed out there. He has a JSA authentication on spot there, and also he brings them in to bring in your items to have authenticated.
I think he has
I got
JSA coming in.
I got 2 baseballs I'm taking in there.
May 15th.
May 15th.
May 15th.
I'm taking the 2011 Rookie of the Year, or the 12 Rookie of the Year baseball signed by Mike Trout and Bryce Harper.
What? Where'd you get that?
Oh, that's right. You tell me about that. It's
Well,
beautiful.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm kind of a big deal. I'm kind of a big deal around here.
Producer Rich.
Actually, I'll tell you right now, a local guy was having a golf outing to support the juvenile diabetes, and it was part of a raffle. And my son, oldest boy, he's like, Dad, I really want that ball. So I went and bought $20 worth of tickets, and I put $10 worth of tickets in one bag.
No way.
I put $10 in the other one. They called the one number. All right, for the number for the Trout ball, whatever number it was, whatever. I just handed my son. I said, "Go get your ball." He come back. He's all excited. They called the next one out, and it was within like 5 from the other one. And he said, I looked at it. I handed him the ticket. I said, "Go get your other one." So we got a Harper and a Trout.
Were you like, take that, you little diabetic kid? Huh?
No, I
Start
was
trash talking the whole room.
No, but
Okay.
but it was good though. So yeah, so I do have a Trout and a Harper, and they are
those authenticated.
they do have the insignia ROY on it.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
So here's the question for the DeAndre Swift JSA ball. It is, where did DeAndre Swift play his high school football at?
Yeah, that's got what Google written all over it there.
Or Corey or JP will be on.
And by the way, since it's taking you so damn long to do it, I'll know if you're Googling or not.
Yeah, how many viewers we got right now?
Right now you got 12.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not too shabby.
No, not too shabby.
You'd be like that one guy in iLogic. That went for, you see that Randy dude? He went for like something like 6 hours show.
He went for 6 hours?
Yeah, just talking.
Oh, you talking about
the guy down in Tennessee or whatever?
Oh, come on, Jerry. Give me a break, buddy.
Jerry.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything
he played for
that could be
Coach Bob.
considered a rational thought.
Yep.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Ken got it.
We got a winner.
We do have a winner already.
Ken Krasnodemski.
Good Irishman.
Yeah, good Irishman there. Ken,
Good beat on the ball.
you got it. St. Joseph's in Philly. So little high school there, and
I did not know that.
South Line was a tough guess.
They were inconsiderate.
We don't see the DeAndre Swifts rolling in the South Line
He
much.
thought about transferring. He thought about entering the transfer portal to come to South Lyon, but
right, he'd probably end up at East or something and rob another
that's
player.
An elite. That's an elite.
Yeah, exactly.
elite
Yeah,
program.
yeah.
No, that's great.
East.
Hey,
yeah,
congratulations.
Beast.
Congratulations, Ken.
Attaboy,
Ken.
Kenny.
Ken, we're going to get this shipped out to you, buddy. Congratulations. Hook me up with your address later. Coach Pat and I will get this shipped out to you, my friend.
It's pronounced Smith.
It's pronounced
That's pretty funny. Thanks for watching, Ken.
guys. So great show this week. We're looking forward. Maybe next weekend we were going to talk about that, get that all set up. Working on a special guest.
Oh,
so
special guest.
Special. So we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna release that as we get closer. And hey, stand by. We got a great outro finally, though. So
and, again, a special thanks to Sam and Nate Gray for joining us from the mean streets of Western Springs, Illinois.
Western Springs.
Yep.
It's a rough part of that area. Isn't it?
Always a big thank you to our esteemed producers, producer Rich, producer Tom, 330 Speakeasy.
Check them out,
podcasts
boys.
in the iLogic
Second
media.
best show in South Lyon. Tell you.
Thank you for listening and watching the OC Sports Card Podcast. You can check out our previous podcasts, along with other great podcasts, at the iLogic Media Network. Please subscribe, like, and share the OC. Once again, from the mean streets of South Lyon, we thank you.